Hi everybody, welcome to the show. Hello, welcome back to our channel. If you are new with us, my name is Amanda. I am a mom, a teacher, and homeschooler. Today we are talking about some of my favorite homeschool must-haves. These are especially great if you have kids who are like in the lower elementary school grades or kindergarten, and these are the things that we just use all the time and I think are totally worth the investment. So let's get started. Let's start with the writing stuff. I firmly believe that you need to invest in Crayola markers. This is not sponsored by Crayola, but Crayola markers are the best markers you can possibly get. I have bought other washable markers and they don't wash out. I've had so many problems with markers that have stained, that have been hard to get off. They've stained the kids' clothes or the kids, like their bodies for a couple of days. So I don't even bother buying like dollar store versions. If you can find Crayola at the dollar store, great. But like Crayola brand is fantastic. And as you can see, we have like all kinds. We have like your standard color packs. We have like the thinner pens, that like markers that we let the kids use for like working their workbooks. It helps with writing because they don't have to push as hard to get the ink out or the pencil markings, so they are really encouraged. They don't have to work as hard to do any writing. We also have like the little pipsqueak ones. These are great for like little kids because they're very light, so they don't have the extra weight, and because they're short they have to like grip lower to actually hold it in their hand, so it encourages them to do like a proper pencil grip. We use all these all the time. These are like stamper markers. We love these. They're fantastic. This one is like a red orange lightning bolt called citrus sap. Anyway, it's a lightning bolt. We use these kind of stamping markers for like all kinds of activities that you'd use like a bingo dabber for, but way more washable, and the kids can pick like what shape they want, so it makes it a little more exciting for them, and so they tend to do their work a lot faster and a lot more gusto. So anyway, Crayola markers, my number one must-have if you are homeschooling. Another must-have product for me, watercolor paints. Watercolor paints are just so easy. All you need is a cup of water and a piece of paper towel and paper and a pack of paints and you're done. Like there's very little mess. Watercolor paints also tend to wash out fairly well. Again, no mess. And they're very easy to handle and deal with, and you can get a lot of, there's lots of technique that can go behind it. But when you're starting kids off on like artistic exploration and using art supplies for the first time, I just think watercolors are just so easy for anyone to use. So a good set of watercolors is definitely worth the investment. Get some watercolors. What else do we have? Scissors. Scissors are so important when you have little kids. It's such a difficult concept for them to get how to use a pair of scissors. I don't even know what kind of scissors these are. I will try to find the link for you guys and put the links for everything that I'm showing you. I'll put a link below. I love these scissors because they have this little spring. So you pop this little spring up, and when you push it closed, it automatically opens it. See that? And so it's great for kids who are they don't have the strength yet, especially like preschoolers, because they don't always have the strength to like open and close, and their hands get tired quickly. This lets them practice, like really get into practicing without the stress on their hands, and they don't get tired as quickly. So a good pair of scissors is great. Alexi doesn't really use these anymore, but Zoe does. So Alexi uses like kind of like a regular scissors, but a good pair of scissors is so useful and so helpful between art supplies and hands-on learning and cutting things out. Like cutting is such an important skill, and a good pair of scissors really makes it easy. What else do we got? We use notebooks all the time. Alexi is actually obsessed with notebooks. She loves to write. Let's see what it is. She loves to write in notebooks all the time. This was like part of her notebook last year. So this is a rainbow. This is a cherry. These are all the things that she's drawn. This is her, I wish I had the date on this, I didn't put the date. This is her favorite dolly. Like, and then we use this and we write, help her write it out, and then she does the copy work. It's just, she fills journals like crazy. Anything, like in any size. I find sometimes the smaller journals are nice for the kids just to be able to play around with. This one is This one has been hidden. I just found it yesterday, so it only has a little bit in, but Alexi had one like this and she filled it in a couple days. She just loves to like just go to town and draw and write and copy things from wherever she sees them. So having notebooks and access to notebooks just makes life so much easier for you, but it also encourages them to like explore. And the nice thing about a notebook is it keeps all the papers together. So you're not finding paper everywhere. Alexi has a tendency to write on any piece of paper she can find, and if it's not in a notebook, it's everywhere. Like she can easily do in an hour 5 or 6 drawings. So at least in a notebook it's all together and you don't have to worry about that. So consider a couple notebooks, a couple different kinds of notebooks. They're just great, and there's so many different kinds of notebooks and different sizes. They're not expensive, they're handy, and you can use them for so many different things. So notebooks are like one of my number one recommendations. What else? Ooh, magnetic letters. So we have 2 sets here. We use both sets interchangeably and all the time. This is like a wood set. We've had this for almost 3 years. It's fantastic. These cost me roughly $20 at Christmas time one year. Totally worth the investment. These little foam magnet guys, they cost me $2 at the dollar store. I don't recommend the plastic ones though. So if you find the plastic ones at the dollar store, they're not going to stick to your fridge. Sorry, they just don't. And if you find like the good quality ones at like an education store or something like that, I find they're really overpriced for what they are. This set was about $20. It's the equivalent of like a really good plastic set. These are way bigger. They're wood, and it came with multiples of certain letters. So it wasn't like a 26 letter set. Like it has extra vowels, extra S's, extra T's, like stuff like that, which most plastic sets don't. Same thing goes with these foam ones. I found them at the dollar store. They have extra letters. They're super cute. But regardless of what you're looking for, if you find some magnetic letters, look for, this is the important part, the full back magnet. That is what makes them stick to your fridge or upright on anything. So I'd highly recommend you check that there's a full back magnet, but we use these all the time. We spell words, we spell the kids' names. They just love the magnetic letters. So definitely something you want to look into, getting a set of magnetic letters. This is a library card. We love the library. We go all the time, not when there's pandemic, but we do go quite often when the libraries are open. We use the library for all kinds of things. We go there to play. Sometimes the kids pick out books. I also reserve a lot of books online and just go and pick them up for our unit studies. I can find books for our novel studies on there. Like, they're so great. And you can also like get books for like audiobooks, which is something we're trying to incorporate this year a little bit more. And because it's a library, they're all free. So as long as you return them on time, that's important. But that's why I only have one library card for the whole family, because then I can just manage all the books easily. I know where everything is. But a library card is invaluable if you're a homeschooler. So definitely get one. Lego. Lego is one of my favorite homeschool supplies. I'm talking like the classic Lego, like just the regular pieces. Lego is invaluable. First off, it is an open-ended toy, which is amazing in itself. It is a building toy, so that encourages like STEAM and science and engineering, but it's also so easy to use. You can use it as counters, you can use it as math manipulatives, you can do so many things using just Lego. So yes, you might invest in a box of classic Lego. That might be a little bit of an investment for you, but the fact that you can use it for so many things, like I said, you use it in math as manipulatives, in science, you're doing engineering. I know people who use it and make scenes for different books that they're reading. Like, there's so many activities you can do with Lego. It's just worth the investment, especially if you're getting like the classic, not the kits. The kits are fine, they're fun. Once they're built, they're done. Classic Lego is something you will use again and again and again, and you'll use for a long time. So get some Lego. Another thing, I didn't pull it out because it's plugged into the wall, but we use a printer all the time. We recently, or last year, upgraded our printer and got an HP printer. We love it. It's fantastic, and we use the Insta Ink program, which is great for homeschoolers because you can up how much ink you're going to use depending on what your needs are. So usually, for example, when I printed off all of Zoe's worksheets for her preschool workbook, I had to up my printing. I think it cost me about $20 for the month, and that was it. And then I can lower it down to whatever we need on a regular basis. And the nice thing is the printer tracks how much ink it's using and what it's using, if it's black or colored or whatever, and it just sends off a little message to wherever, and then ink appears at your house in your mail. So that just makes it so much easier for us. So I only have to track to make sure that we have enough paper. Fortunately, you don't send you paper, but they do send you ink, and that is great. And it's quite affordable. I think their lowest price is like $3.99 a month, which I think is about 50 pages. I'm not sure. And they allow for rollovers, which is great. So like I said, we love our HP printer and we love Instant Ink, HP Instant Ink. So definitely look into that. Another thing that we love, first off, I am a planner addict. I know that, I recognize that. But a planner is such a great way to keep yourself organized for homeschooling. So this is our planner. This is one of ours. I love this planner because A, I designed it, but B, it is made for homeschoolers and it's made to be customized to what you want. So like I said, we have places to do like my over-year planning, which is always great. I've got sections to do my time blocking when I need it. Can't do that yet because of the pandemic. And then like, this is why I designed it like this, was that I have the ability to fill it in how I want. So these are the days of the week. And then here are my topics. So usually I fill mine in. Let's see if I can do this. I put like socialization. So this is if we're going somewhere, if we have an activity, like whether it's like play group or we're going on a field trip or they're going to grandma's house, like I put that at the top. And then I'll do like language arts, math, science, art. That's kind of what we're doing right now. And then I'll just fill it in what they're doing. The nice thing about something like this is you can either fill in your lessons if that's something you really like to do and like fill in like this is what I'm doing and do a couple weeks in advance. Or if you're a person who just needs to record what your kids are doing or like write it in afterwards, you have that ability to like fill it in like, oh, for math today, we went and we were counting flowers out in the garden. You know what I mean? Like you have the ability to use this how you want to use it, but it's also very easy to help you keep track and stay organized. Another thing that's great about it is like the whole section for logins. If you're using online curriculum or if you're using like online apps or something, this is a great place to record all of your logins. So a planner is definitely a great thing to have. Like I said, this is our planner. This one is book bound. It's available on Amazon in 4 different covers. Like I said, the link will be in the bottom. It's $14.99. Or you can actually go onto our website and get the same planners, but they are PDF download and you can just print it off yourself at home. So, but a planner, I think, is just every homeschool parent should have a good planner. So, this is one of my favorite homeschool supplies. This is a giant roll of paper. We use it all the time. I use this for pretty much everything that we would need paper for. So the great thing about a big roll of, this is like brown craft paper. I got this off of Amazon. It was not overly expensive. I still have a lot left over, if you can tell, like lots. We use this for, like I said, everything. I do all of the kids like chore or reward charts. I've done this on this. If they're working towards a goal, like potty training charts, did it on this. Learning how to keep their rooms clean, did it on this. We have done like graphing. We've graphed weather on this paper. I've hung it up on the walls and let the kids make a mural, did it on this. We wrap presents with this. We have done rolling it out and having the kids do like trace their bodies and identify body parts, did it on this. We did so much with this. Oh, it's also great too if you're doing a messy activity, you just roll it out, do the mess, throw it out when you're done. Literally, I use this stuff at least once a month. And I've had it for over a year and I have lots left. So I will put a link for this because this is one of my like favorite things to use. I just pull it out, and because it's so versatile, like I said, I can use it for everything from charts to wrapping paper, and it just makes my life really, really easy. I do like the brown because you can't see through it. I'm sure they make white stuff too. A roll of paper can be your best friend. Another thing we use on a regular basis is a poetry anthology. There are so many poetry anthologies out there. So like, don't feel like you need to get this one, but this is one that we managed to pick up. Actually, I picked up all 3 of his kids' poetry anthologies in a gift pack on the clearance section at Chapters. But these are fantastic. We love to use the poetry anthologies for our poetry tea time. Link to that above somewhere. But we love poetry tea time. We try to do it at least once a month. Sometimes we do it like 2, 3, 4 times a month, but it's just such an easy learning activity and the kids just love to get into it. So an anthology just makes it really easy that you just pick it up, open it, and boom, you have like a reading for the day. Let the kids pick it, you pick it. It's just a great thing to have on hand, and it introduces them to poetry, which I'm not a fan of poetry. I find poetry really difficult. So I actually like Shel Silverstein's poetry, so this is one of the reasons we have it. But it is really great to like introduce them to poetry so that maybe they'll grow up to like it, because I certainly did. But anyway, the last thing that is a must-have for me is a very large calendar. I've already started filling this one in, so we'll see what happens. But this is a Happy Planner desk calendar. I picked this up at Michael's. I believe it was $20. The reason why I like this is because you can buy like the reusable school calendars where you put the month up. A, they're really expensive. B, they're really annoying. C, the only way they last is if you laminate them, and that's a lot of work too. This is great. You can use a coupon. Michael's has them all the time. You put your month in, when you're done, you rip them off. The other thing reason why I really love a paper calendar to hang on the wall is I can like add things in as they come up. So like if the kids have a birthday party next month, or if we have to go to an appointment, I can add that in right into our calendar, and then we can cross off the days as they go. The kids can see what's coming. It's a great way to teach like calendar and time and days of the week and stuff when you actually have a physical calendar in front of you. The reason I like the Happy Planner calendar over our other calendars is they have holes at the top here. See those? I just thread a piece of string through those, and then I actually hang it on the wall. That way the kids can see it. It's big enough that it works like a school calendar, but it's more, I find, more flexible, more versatile. And when I'm done a month, I can just get rid of it. So a calendar is just a really great thing to have on hand, and if it's big enough and they can see all the days of the week and all that, I think it just helps teach those concepts so much easier and more naturally than this is Monday, this is Tuesday. It's just a better way to do it. So those are my must-haves. Some of them, like I said, are not really expensive. Some of them are a little bit more of an investment, but then I think you need to consider them as an investment. How many ways can I use this? How often am I going to use this? Is it going to make my life easier? And if the answer is yes to those things, then maybe you should try to pick it up this year. So thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you like this video and other videos that we've done, subscribe, click the bell, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and we'll see you guys next time.